Well, good morning, everyone. My name's Jen, and welcome to a new channel called Let's Talk US Healthcare. This channel is going to be designed to be able to discuss in a free form area some of the challenges that we have in healthcare today. And what I'd like to do would be to guide you through some of the tips and tricks that I've learned through my 35 years of being in healthcare to be able to help you to help your loved ones and to be able to help you to save some healthcare dollars when the time comes when you're going to need to use them. And that is what this forum has been set up for. What I want to do is to talk a little bit about myself so that I could introduce you. And then I'm going to talk to you about the agenda that we have laid out for you for the month of February and the things that we will be talking about on here. However, a lot of that information is going to be driven by you. So when you have feedback and comments and questions regarding the healthcare system, you can go ahead and send them to me and we will adjust our agenda based upon what is of interest to you. So let me talk to you a little bit about myself. Like I mentioned, my name is Jen, and I do not represent any insurance agency. I do not represent any healthcare systems. I represent myself and the 35 years of professional healthcare experience that I have. I started out my career fresh out of school. I have my bachelor's in health administration and also my master's in health administration, and started out my career in public health, working for 10 years. From that point, I was a healthcare consultant and worked on national projects for the next 5 years. And then I went and worked for a nonprofit healthcare system for the next 7 years. And I am now working for another large healthcare system. And what I am not is I am not a clinician, meaning as I'm not a nurse or a doctor. And a lot of the information that we're going to be talking on here is not geared necessarily towards medical advice, but it's more or less how can we save healthcare dollars for you? And what are some of the tips and tricks that I have learned along the way, as well as how can we help your family members when they're in need for healthcare? So that's where we're going to start. Okay, so let's talk about what our agenda is going to look like for the rest of January and into February. Videos will be coming out every Friday. And so on January 31st, we're going to start out by looking at the information that's on your health insurance card and how to read that. There's a lot of bulleted information that helps you know what your maximums are at, what your deductible and your copays are. We're going to talk about how to read those cards and collect that information. You'll also need that if you are trying to understand how to read a claim. Also, on February 27th, we're going to start to talk about tips and tricks of being able to lower your prescription costs. So this is another hot topic that I'm hoping that you'll tune in for. On February 14th, we're going to discuss how to prepare a loved one or a family member for a hospital visit. There are some tricks that will help you to make it a bit more comfortable when that time does end up coming. And also on February 21st, we're going to talk about high cost procedures and how you're able to go ahead and get a handle on what those costs might be and maybe even shop around. So I hope that you find this information to be beneficial. Please go ahead and hit subscribe, and we hope that we're going to see you next week for another video. Thank you again.